Hi, and welcome to What's the Tea in L&E. I'm Leah.
I'm Fred.
And we are talking about the 4-day work week today.
Awesome. Sounds great to me, especially in summertime.
Yeah, 3 days off. You know, Fred, we're getting a lot of clients that are reaching out and saying, hey, we want to consider moving some of our workforce to a 4-day work week. And part of me is like, that sounds amazing. That's my gut instinct, right?
Absolutely.
But there are practical and legal considerations for every employer to consider. Let's talk about wage and hour issues first. Think about non-exempt employees. If you move them to working 4 days a week, let's say 10-hour shifts each, they may be more likely to pick up shifts on those 3 days off because they're just used to working 5 days a week, that you may see an increase in overtime hours.
Yeah, and it's not just the non-exempt employees that you need to worry about. I think for exempt employee, it may sound like a great benefit to not to have a 4-day work week and have a 3-day weekend every week, but in reality, that's not what they have. They've got responsibilities that come from clients all the time, around the clock, and so even if you give them a technical day off on Friday, for example, they're still working those days, and for them, it's not a benefit. I mean, you also have the consideration of an exempt employee who can't work the long hours on every or 4 days a week because they've got responsibilities. I know my wife and I juggle childcare pickups from school, pickups from camp,
And coaching basketball.
coaching basketball for
Yep.
sure.
We both love to coach basketball, so we would have to give that up.
Right. I mean, it just wouldn't work with our schedule. So it may not be a benefit for everyone. And what we've seen is employers who are considering offering an option. So some employees may elect to do the 4-day week, while others stick with the 5-day.
Well, and one concern that's come up in working with employers who've done the option is that then there's a kind of a fairness thing going on, right? So I'll give you an example with holidays. So we have the 4th of July coming up, and with with at least one of our clients, they've got some employees who are on the 5-day, 8 hours a day, and others that are on the 4-day work schedule, 10 hours a day. And so if the holiday falls on one day when they're kind of overlapping, then the 8-hour shift employees are saying, wait a minute, that's not fair. The other team gets 2 hours extra of PTO. So what are you going to do for me? Are you going to give me 2 hours extra pay or something? And yes, you have that consideration to be concerned about.
Yeah, it's a fairness issue, really, and it's a morale issue and a logistical concern for employers. So it really takes a lot of planning and consideration if you're going to consider offering it as a benefit, in addition to the legal concerns, but the practical concerns as well.
Yeah, so before you jump right into it, we love the idea, we love the benefits. Make sure it's right for your workforce, make sure your employees want it, and consider as well how it's going to impact the other policies that you have, whether it's your core work hour policies, your wage and hour policies, or holiday pay and other time off benefits. So thanks for joining us, Fred. Until next time.